Nithyanandam, welcome to the Nithyananda Yoga. Let's start. Sadguru Vandanam. Sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Keep your hands in front of your chest. Close your eyes. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtin Sandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tannamami. Next is the Shomala mantra. Japa. Please chant the Shomala mantra Japa. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha 11 times internally. Please follow along with us. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. 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 And we'll be doing this Tattva Chamana. Om Atma-tattvam Swadhyami Swadha. Om Vidya-tattvam Swadhyami Swadha. Om Shiva-tattvam Swadhyami Swadha. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Now we'll be moving on to the Sankalpa. Clasp your right palm over the left and keep it on your right thigh. Close your eyes, sit straight, and visualize the reality that you want to manifest in detail. Visualize intensely that the realities which you want to manifest are already manifesting right now. Visualize yourself being active throughout the whole day without any tiredness, without any boredom, without any laziness. Fully active, live. Now at this space, we enter into the Sankalpa. Om अमोपात समस्त दुरितक्षयद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च अध्यापूर्वोक्त एवं गुणविशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभदितौ पूर्णारोग्ययुक्त दृढगात्रयौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये। ओम अपोपस्पृश्य wash your hand with the name of water and keep your Panchapatram and Dani away from you. Yeah, and let's start with the Vinyasa Krama. The first asana is a Sukhasana. Sit with an head, neck, and spine in a straight line in a comfortable cross-leg position. Keep your hands resting slightly on the knees, joining the index and thumb finger in Bindu Mudra. Visualize yourself seated as Lord Shiva upon Kailash. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and visualize the digestive fire at the navel center and hold the breath as long as comfortable. And exhale naturally. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Tuck your chin to the chest. Jalandhara Bandha. Tuck your perineal floor. Contract the muscles in the perineal floor. That is the Mula Bandha. And tuck your stomach in and up in Jalan and Uddiyana Bandha. Doing all these three together is a Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze forward, chant the japa. Soham. Tatsukhasanamityuktam ashaktastatsamacharet. Asanam vichitam yena jitam tena jagatrayam. Next is the Parvatasana. Sit in the same cross-leg position. Bring your legs onto the opposite thighs in Vajra in Padmasana. Now bring your hands together and bring the hands above your head. Visualize yourself as Mount Kailash, completely unmoving and stable. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. And chanting the japa. Soham. Adhavakshe Mahadeva Parvadasana Mangalam. Yatkritva Asthira Rupi Syat Shatchakradi Vilopanam. Next is Halipavasana. Now bring your soles of the feet together in front and hold your hands behind your back and bend forward towards the floor. Behind your toes, bring the forehead behind your feet. Visualize yourself as a plough, strong and unwavering, cutting through the field with firmness. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha, perineum lock, Mula Bandha, and navel lock, Uddiyana Bandha, and tucking your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze to the nose and keep chanting the japa. Soham. पूर्व विधिव्याहो में जानो उभे भगतली संपट ठानो दृष्टिपचे दो कल्या वो दक्षिण कर सो वाम गहावो. Next is Anagi Pavasana. From the same position of the Hali Pavasana, up your palms and bring your hands, send your hand forward on the floor and bend forward and bring the forehead to the ground behind the heel. Visualize yourself as a snake, silent and alert in stillness. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Samana Kumbhaka. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze to the nose, chanting the japa. Soham. पूरब विधि परियागाने नीचो होई कलो निपनास्यो लगाई हाथ आगाने धरती लगावे पसारी दो वो हाथ की अंजोली करे. Next we'll be moving on to the Okilasana. Now sit with your feet on the floor, bend your knees, and hold the big toes with the index and middle finger in pranamudra, and extend your legs forward, up, and cross your legs into Padmasana, and bend forward, bringing the elbows on the ground, and engage the Mahamudra Bandha, doing the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and Chalandra Bandha together. Visualize yourself as a Uko, clarity of voice. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Gaze forward and keep chanting the japa. Soham. अथान्यदासनं भक्षे येन सिद्धो भवेन्नरः अकस्माद्वायुसञ्चारम् ओकिलाख्यासनेन च. Next is a Nithyananda. Now sit with your legs on top of each other, bringing the Yes, sorry for the technical glitch. Now hold your opposite elbows and rotate your hands in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Nithyananda. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize prana flowing through every channel. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Gaze to the nose. Chanting the japa. Soham. Goda Bhava Padaki Asama Hili Soya Dircharnako Varlota Peragulpa Samoya. Next, we'll be moving on to the Gajasana. Now bring your hands on the floor and keep your feet on the ground. Raise your hips up. This is the Gajasana. Now scoop your head forward and back in a circular motion. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Tuck your stomach in and up. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Visualize yourself as a mighty elephant, steady and calm. Gaze forward. Keep chanting japa. Soham. Nujjam padagre bhumau kritva lambi bhuyamastagagre nidhaya. Next, we'll be moving on to the Vrikshasana. Now, being in the same position of Gajasana, press your palms up and down, alternatively pressing each heel downwards, touching your calves, raising the opposite heel upward of the ground. Engage the Dhyana Bandha. Visualize yourself as a bear. Keep breathing in the Samana Kumbhaka, chanting the japa. Soham. Ekaikam padama kuncha gajasanam kuryat rikshāsanam bhavati. Just relax and stand up. Now we'll be doing the Vaishyasana. Now stand tall and raise up onto your toes, balancing on the tip of the big toes. Now place the index, middle, and ring fingers touching at your heart center. In Hridaya Mudra, visualize yourself as a Vaishya, study in industriousness. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Tuck your stomach in and up. And keep chanting the japa. Soham. Keshen apadayugalam bhadvadiste dadhomukaha dhavaishyavakshe yatkritva satyavan bhavet. Next, we'll be moving on to the Urdhva Now stand in the Araimandi position. And heels together, feet little apart, and come down into your knees, bending your knees. Now bring both the hands near to the chest and rotate the hand along with your leg from in one direction and repeat on the other side in the same manner. This is a Urdhva Karana. Relax. Now we'll be moving on to the Balalingasana. Now stand tall and lift your right leg up and bring your knee to the chest. Hold the leg in Sarvabhashankari Mudra and engage the Mahamudra Bandha, the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and the Jalandhara Bandha together. Visualize yourself carrying a baby in your hands and keep chanting the japa. Soham. Ekam Januvarasyalinga Statavyam Balalinganam Bhavati. Next we'll be doing the Padapidanasana. Now bring your right foot behind your back and hold the right foot with both the hands, interlacing the leg behind you. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize yourself grounding firmly and keep chanting the japa. Soham. Titvaigasmin padadale karabhyam veshtayetanam priste samstapya yatnena padapidanamasana. Now next is the Natarajasana. So now holding the right foot with the right hand and extend it backwards by bend straight in Bindu Mudra. Now gaze forward, engage the Mula Bandha. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka and visualize yourself as a Nataraja, chanting the japa. Soham. Uttanapadam Kraunchancha Maricham Veerabhadrakam Natarajan Trikonam Cha Saptangushtaprasarane. Now we'll be repeating the Balalingasana sequence on the other side. Now bring your left foot just near to the knees, near to the chest, holding the leg in Sarvavasankari Mudra. Visualize yourself carrying a baby in your hands. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha, chanting the japa. Soham. Ekam Januvarasyalinga Statavyam Balalinganam Bhavati. Now bring your hands behind, bring the feet behind your buttocks in Padapidanasana, holding the feet with the hands interlaced in Parashamudra. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize yourself grounding firmly, chanting the japa. Soham. Titvaigasmin padatale karabhyam veshtayetanam priste samstapya yatnena padapidanamasana. Next is the Natarajasana. Now holding the same leg with the respective hand, extend it back and bring your other hand forward, holding the Bindu Mudra, gaze forward, engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as Lord Nataraja near in a space. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka, chanting the japa. Soham. Uttanapadam Krauncancha Maricham Veerabhadrakam Natarajan Trikonamcha Saptangushtaprasarane. Now relax. Next we'll be doing the Artharechita Karna. Now come to the Araimandi position. Where your heels together, feet apart, and bend down into the knees. Now bring your right foot behind the left leg, and bring a left hand to the chest and right hand bringing forward and back gracefully, and repeat the same on the other side, switching the leg and the hands. Relax. Next, we'll be moving on to the Tadasana, skeleton dance. Now, visualize yourself as a skeleton structure without any bone, without any muscles, without any skin. Visualize intensely. And start shaking your body chaotically without any pattern. Take your all the parts of your body intensely. Do not follow any pattern. Visualize, keeping the visualization that you are the skeleton structure. Relax. Now we'll be moving on to the Pratikshina Karana. Now again come to the Arayamandi position. Now bring your hands on top of your head, crossing the wrist, and open the chest and open the hands onto the sides and come back to the center. And then repeat that again on the other side. Keep doing this again and again. This is the Pratikshina Karana. Next we'll be moving on to the Tadasana. Now stand straight onto your toes and bring your hands up above your head. Visualize yourself as a mountain, tall and unwavering. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Chanting Japa Soham. Mahamudra Kono Tadasana Vedakan. Vinota Anamsada Kuryad Antarvatmi Patipriya. Next is Uttanasana. Now come bend down and touch your head to the knees, bringing your hands beside the feet, or hold your legs and try to bring the head to your knees in Uttanasana. Engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself folding forward like a flower, flowing current of energy. Chanting the japa Soham. Mahamudra Kono Tadasana Vedakan Vinota Anamsada Kuryad Antarvatmi Patipriya. Now next is the Tarakshasana. Now come on to the plank position. Onto your hands and straight. Visualize yourself as a star shining steady in a vast space. Now turn your head left and right, engaging in Jalandhara Bandha, tucking the chin to the chest. chanting the japa Shivoham. गजासनस्थित्वा मस्तकं वारं वारं दक्षिणकुक्षिं सर्वकुक्षिं नयेत् करश्वासनं भवति. Now next, we'll be moving on to the Bhujangasana. Now bring your body on the ground and keep your hands beside your chest. Engage the Mula Bandha and lift your chest up with the help of the lower back muscles, not with your hands support. Don't take your hand support. Visualize yourself as a cobra. Breathe in Samana Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa. Soham. Shivoham. Angushtam nabiparyantam adhobomo vininyaset. Karabhyam chadaram dhritva udasheshak panivahi. Next is the Shashasana. Now come back to the plank position. From the plank position, bring your one knee to the chest and alternate, bringing the knees to the chest in Shashasana. Engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a swift rabbit, chanting the japa internally. Shivoham. गजासनमस्तित्वो मस्तकं जानद्वयमाकुञ्च वारं वारं कर्तव्यं शशासनं भवति. Next is the Rathasana. So in the same plank position, bring your one foot in between the hands, another foot sitting backward. Now alternate, bringing the foot in front of your head, in front of your hands. Engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a chariot. We keep breathing in Samana Kumbhaka, chanting the japa internally. Shivoham. गजासनं स्थितौ एकैकं पादं पुरोमार्गेण भ्रामयित्वा कर्तव्यं रथासनं भवति. Next, come back to the standing position. Now we'll be doing the Virabhadrasana. Now bring your one foot forward and another foot pointing in the back, pointing sideways. Now bend the front leg into the 90-degree angle. Bring your hands up. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze to the third eye. And keep breathing in Sahaja Kumbhaka. Visualize yourself as Lord Virabhadra, chanting the japa. Shivoham. Vasishtamadakaundinyam urdhokupputameva cha ashtavakramatothanam mayuram setu bandhanam. Yes, no. We'll be repeating the Virabhadrasana on the other side. Just bring the other leg into the 90 degrees. Raise your hands and engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze to the third eye. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa internally. Shivoham. Vasishtamadakaundinyam urdhokupputameva cha ashtavakramatothanam mayuram setu bandhanam. Next is Vrikshasana. Now, being in a standing position, bring your one leg to the opposite thighs. Now bring your hands in Anjali Mudra and bring it on top of your head Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Tuck your stomach in and up. Visualize yourself as a tree deeply rooted in the earth, chanting the japa, Shivoham. वामोरुमूलदेशे च याम्यं पादं निधायतु तिष्ठेत् वृक्षवद्भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः. Next is the Garudasana. Now bring the leg which is there on the opposite side to the front on the opposite hip, and bring the palms in the Anjali Mudra in front of your chest. Engage the Mula Bandha, gaze forward. Visualize yourself as a Garuda. Chanting the japa, Shivoham. पादस्य अग्रे ऊरुरो निवेश्यते समानचङ्गव्यः गुल्फीदगेत्. Now we'll be repeating the Vrikshasana on the opposite side. Now bring the other leg onto the opposite thighs and bring the hands in Anjali Mudra on top of your head. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Visualize yourself as a tree rooted on the earth, chanting the japa Shivoham. वामोरुमूलदेशे च याम्यं पादं निधायतु तिष्ठेत् वृक्षवद्भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः. Now do the Garudasana on the opposite leg, bringing the opposite leg on the opposite hip, hands in the Namaskara Mudra in front of your chest. Keep chanting the japa Shivoham. आदिस्य अग्रे ऊरुणो निवेशयेत् समानजङ्गयः गुल्फीपीडयेत्. Next is the Trikonasana. Now bring your one leg forward and another leg backwards, pointing sideways. Now bend forward with your hands stretched, bringing the one hand on the ground, the other hand towards the sky, gazing up towards the sky. Engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself in the triangle in Trikonasana, chanting the japa Sadashivoham. उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च ताङ्गुष्टप्रसारणे. Next we'll be repeating the Trikonasana on the other side. Bringing the other foot forward and the opposite leg backwards. Bend forward, bringing the respective hand on the ground and the other hand facing up. Gaze to the sky. Engage the Mula Bandha. You keep chanting the japa. Visualize yourself as a triangle, chanting the japa Sadashivoham. उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च ताङ्गुष्टप्रसारणे. Next is the Nikuta Prakarana. Now we'll come to the Araimandi position. Heels together, feet apart, and knees bent. Now bring your hands opposite in front of your chest. Now bring one heel up and alternating, stamping the heels on the ground as you are switching the hands in front of your chest. This is the Nikuta Prakarana. Relax. Now we'll be moving on to the asana. Now squat down and come onto the heels, sitting on the foot. Bring the hands in Namaskara Mudra. Visualize yourself standing in the threshold of inner victory. Breathe in Brahmari Kumbhaka. So inhale while making the sound of a male bee. And exhale, buzzing like a female bee. Engage the Mula Bandha. Face forward and chanting the japa internally Sada Shivo Ham. Kabanda Sanamityavhu Gorakshasana Nevacha Angushtamishtigam Niyam Brahma Prasaditam Tada. Next we'll be moving on to the Saurasana. Now extend one leg forward and bring the hands beside your hips. Varamudra. Touching, just touching the tip of the fingers into the ground. Palms facing forward. Visualize yourself as an offering to the rising sun. Breathe in Brahmari Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gaze forward. Chanting the japa. Sada Shivo Ham. Prasari Ekam Padatalam Samstapya Tvekapadakam. Next we'll be moving on to Vidunanasana. Now with the right hand holding the big toe in Yes, sorry for the technical glitch. Now sitting on your heels and knees off the ground. Keep your palms on the respective knees. Visualize yourself holding the elephant and tuck your chin to the chest in Jalandhavanda, chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Dovu pani ho ivaise, edi dovudan ivaise, Urvakatalya ki mahili, Aisa mahira shengli. We'll be moving on to the Kapilasana. Now bring your heels onto the ground, the knees onto the ground, and hands resting on the knees. Gaze to the nose and tuck your stomach in and up. Nithyananda Bandha. Visualize yourself as Sage Kapila, chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. उभय भगतली समट हरावे तिनको माहिली को मिलावे. Next is the Bhadrakorakshasana. Now being in the same position of Kapilasana. Gaze, switch the gaze from the nose to the third eye. Engage the Mula Bandha, breathing in Brahmari Kumbhaka, chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Dovo Bhaktali Samput Kare Korvarali Bhuparidare. Next is the Suryasana. Now bring the knees off the ground, sitting on the heels and knees wide apart. Hold your hands in Namaskar Mudra and raise the hands above the head, keeping the hands in the Padma Mudra like a lotus flower, and gaze between the hands. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha, tuck your and stomach in and up. Visualize yourself as a sun, chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Idi Dovgadatariyane Panapani Vetakapanithane. Next is a Mandakasana. Now come, bring the heels, bring the knees onto the ground. Sit in the Vajrasana. Keep the gap between the knees and hands on the respective knees. Gaze through the third eye and do the Mandaki Mudra, bringing the tongue backward into the throat. Visualize yourself as a frog. Engage the Mula Bandha, chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Padataroprishtadeshe Angushte Dvecha Samsprishet. Next we'll be doing the Uttana Mandakasana. Now being in the same position of Mandakasana, bring your hands behind and hold the opposite shoulders. Gaze to the third eye. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Tuck your stomach in and up. Visualize yourself as a frog. Keep doing the Mandaki Mudra. Chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Mandukasanamध्यस्थं Korparaabhyandritam Shiraha. Next is a Simhasana. Now tuck the toes, sit on your heels, knees being on the ground. Bring your hands in front of you on the ground. Now exhale forcefully through the nose by sticking the tongue out. Visualize yourself as a lion. Gaze the Mula, gaze to the nose, chanting Japa, Sada Shivoham. Dakshinam Savikulpena, Dakshinena Tadetaram. We'll be doing the Vadrasana. Now sit on the ankles with feet flat, soles of the feet touching behind, knees wide apart, and bring the hands behind your back, holding the opposite big toes in Pranamudra. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself seated in auspiciousness. Engage the Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha, chanting the japa Sada Shivoham. Wilfau Jabrasanasya Karmena Samahitaha Padangustotu Karabhyancha Dritva Prushtha Deshataha. Next is the Kakapasandhyasana. No squat down, and come forward between the knees and bring the hands forward, and then hold your hands behind your back. Gaze forward. Visualize yourself as sit Kakabushundi. Breathe Brahmari Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gaze to the nose. Chanting the japa Sada Shivoham. Pradamavai Sakokudithane Dovu Hatapagam Vichiyane. Next we'll be doing the Kani Pavasana. Now being in the squat position, bring your hands on the ground and slowly move your weight onto your hands. Bring the legs onto your armpits and slowly move. Bring the weight on your hands and lift the feet off the ground. Hold there in the position. This is the Kani Pavasana. Visualize yourself as single limbed. Breathe in Brahmari Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting Japa Sada Shivoham. आसन को गुनाशी दिशता होई तो आची होई. Next we'll be doing the Kapilasana. Now from the Kani Pavasana, we'll be doing the Kapalyasana. So now bring the head onto the ground, keeping the hands a little forward from your head, and lift the hip up and walk forward. Bring the weight on your head and lift the legs off the ground and make your legs straight. Hold there in the headstand position. Visualize yourself as a skull, symbol of impermanence. Breathe in the Ramadi Kumbhaka, engage the Mulavanda, gaze to the nose, chanting the japa, Sada Shivo Ham. Tiji Sadarti Teki Pagado Bhumiliba Uchakare. Now come down. Next to the Parsvamayurasana. Now being in the squat position, hands on the ground. Twist your legs to one side and bring the elbows, one elbow onto the knees and other elbow onto the hips. Now bring the weight onto your hands and lift your legs off the ground, extending your legs onto the sides. This is the Parsvamayurasana. Visualize yourself as a proud peacock. Breathe in Recha Kumbhaka. Exhale fully and hold the breath out without inhaling while remaining steady and aware. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gaze to the third eye. Chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Mayuram Dandavat Kuryat Mayuram Dandanamakam. I'll be repeating the Parsvamayurasana on the other side. Now twist your legs onto the opposite side and bring your weight on the hands and lift the legs off, extending the legs to the sides. Visualize yourself as a peacock. Gaze to the third eye. Chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Mayuram Dandavat Kuryan Mayuram Dandanamakam. Kuryan Mayuram Parshvabhyam Mayura Parshvam Namakam. Next we'll be doing the Bhairaganathasana. Now come on to the plank position and bring one leg forward on the outside of your hand and keep the foot in between the hands. Gaze forward. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as a master of pronunciation. Breathe in Recha Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Asana ko gunaka kahi jaya. I will be repeating the Bhairaganathasana on the other side. Bring your other leg on the outside of your hand and keep the feet in between the hands and gaze forward. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as a master of pronunciation. Gaze the Mula Bandha. Gaze to the third eye. Chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Asana ko gunakahi jaya. Next is the Unmukha Pitasana. Now from the plank position, bring your elbows onto the ground and raise your hips up. Walk your feet forward and keep the feet completely flat on the ground. Heels touching the ground. Look front. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself seated, facing upward with a steady spine. Breathe and reach the Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham. Bhunyastau janani hastau chatuspadam avangmukam. Now next we'll be doing the Vasishtha asana. Now from the plank position, again, turn your body to the one side, balancing on the single hand, keeping your body straight. Bring the opposite hand facing up. Gaze to the sky. Engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as Sage Vasishtha. Breathe in the Chikumbhaka. Chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham Udvakukkuta Vasishtamarichena Mastakam Parivrittam Vividam Dhanurasanam. Only repeating the Vasishtha asana on the opposite side. So bring the opposite hand to the sky, gaze towards the sky, engage the Mula Bandha, chanting the japa Sada Shivo Ham ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटवासिष्ठमरीचेन मत्स्यकं परिवृत्तिं चोदरस्य विविधं धनुरासनम्. Next is the Anjani asana. Now bring your both the legs forward. Bring the hands under your buttocks. Engage the Mula Bandha and the Jalandhara Bandha in Anjani asana. Visualize yourself as Anjani, the mother of Hanuman. Breathe in the Kumbhaka. Engage. Gaze to the nose. Chanting the japa Mahasada Shivo Ham. दो करके उबे हथेली कोरबार ली मेले थेली. Next we'll be doing the Paschimottanasana. Now from the Anjani asana, bend forward and hold the legs with your hand in Parshamudra. Bring the forehead to the knees. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze forward. Visualize yourself, your spine lengthening forward like a flowing river. Chanting the japa Mahasada Shivo Ham. Jano Parilatantu Paschimantanamuchyate Yenakena Prakarena Sukandharyanta Jayate. Next we'll be doing the Ugrasana. Now this is similar to the Paschimottanasana. Just keep the feet little distance and bring your hands and interlace behind your head and bend forward and crunch your back, bringing the head to the knees. Touch the forehead to the ground in between the knees. Visualize yourself as a Kali. Breathe in the Kumbhaka. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Chanting the japa Mahasada Shivo Ham. Sopanibhyandram Vittva Jano Parishironyaset. Next we'll be doing the Marichi asana. Now as you're sitting in the Anjani asana, bring one leg, one feet near to your buttocks. and bend forward and bring the hand from opposite, from outside of your leg, and hold the hands behind your back in the interlacing your hand fingers behind the back. Visualize yourself as Sage Marichi. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze the nose. Chanting the japa Mahasada Shivo Ham. Uttanapadam Kraunchanja Maricham Veerabhadrakam Atarajan Trikonancha Sangushta Prasarane. Next, we'll be doing the Mahamudrasana. Now bring the knees is bent to the floor. Now bend forward and hold the opposite feet and bringing the forehead to the ground. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize yourself as a great sea. Gaze to the nose. Chanting the japa Mahasada Shivo Ham. Bhavakya Edi Joyi Sivani Anilaga Vesoyi. Repeat the Marichi Asana on the opposite side. Now bring the leg, opposite leg, extend forward, and the another leg into the perineum. Bend forward, interlace the fingers behind the back. Bring the forehead to the knees. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize yourself as Sage Marichi. Chanting the japa Mahasada Shivo Ham. Uttanapadam Kraunchanja Maricham Veerabhadrakam Natarajan Trikonancha Suptangushta Prasarane. Next, we'll be repeating the Mahamudrasana. Now bring the knees to the floor and bend forward, holding the opposite feet and bringing the head to the ground. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize yourself as a great seed. Gaze to the nose. Chant the japa Mahasada Shivo Ham. Bhavan Pagaki Edi Joyi Sivani Anlaga Vesoyi. Next, relax. Now next, we'll be doing the Bhadrasana too. Now bring the soles of the feet together, close to the perineum. Now hold the feet with both the hands, interlacing the fingers. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself, especially seated at the feet of the Guru. Chanting the japa Mahasada Shivo Ham. Vulpo Turushana Syadaha Sivanya Pasha Yokshipet Adapa Shvetapa Nibhyam Dradam Badvasa Nischalam. Next is the Gwali Pavasana. Now bring the feet, soles of the feet, little forward on the perineum. Keep your hands on the respective knees. Tuck your chin to the chest. Jarandra Bandha. Visualize yourself as a cow head. Breathe in Mocha Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose. Then lock the chin to the chest in Jarandra Bandha and hold the breath as long as you can, and then slowly exhale through the nose, maintaining the throat lock. Gaze to the nose, chanting the japa internally Mahasada Shivo Ham. पूर्व चतुष्पादक कह्यो सोई वाही विदितो कीजे सोई. Next is the Jonyasana. Now bring in the Pavasana. Bring the soles of the feet together, close to the perineum, and bend forward, holding the legs. Bring the forehead to the ground and try to touch the chest to the feet. In Jonyasana, engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself embraced within the cosmic womb. Gaze to the nose, chanting the japa Maha Sada Shivoham. दोवो पगतलिया संपुट करे एडी में मेढ के पास धरे. Next is the Midaki Pavasana. Similar to the Jonyasana, but in Midaki Pavasana, you'll be extending the hands to the sideways. So bringing the forehead behind the heels. Gaze to the nose, engage the Mula Bandha, chanting the japa Maha Sada Shivoham, keeping the visualization yourself as embodying street wind. पूर्व विधिकारी पगतलिया संपुट को जोई एडी मिली राशे. Next is the Siddha Samadhi Asana. Now being in the same position, bring the hands in between your chins. And bend forward and bring your throat, touch your throat with the feet and the toes. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself in perfect samadhi. Breathe in the Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa Maha Sada Shivoham. धोवो पगतली संपुट करे सोले में डागा में धरे. Next is Chaniki Pavasana. Now bring the soles of the feet together near to the perineum. Now open your feet, facing the soles of the feet towards the sky. Open your feet like a book. Visualize yourself as a split wing. Breathe in the Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gaze to the nose. Chanting the japa Maha Sada Shivoham. दोवो पगा की ये डी धरती में मगिवा मेड लगावे. Charapata Chokasana. Now being seated in the Vali Pavasana, soles of the feet near to the perineum. Press your knees to the ground and try to touch the knees to the ground. Visualize yourself, your palms pressing firmly to the root. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze to the third eye. Chanting the japa Maha Sada Shivoham. दोवो पगतली संपुट धारे आगाने करजार पसारे. Next we'll be doing the Bhairavasana. Now with the soles of the feet together, knees wide, lift the heels up and press the toes downwards onto the ground. Keep the knees on the ground. Pull the stomach in and up. Place your hands on the knees in Bindu Mudra. Visualize yourself. Fierce power raising with unwavering courage. Gaze to the third eye. And chanting the japa. Mahasadaशिवोऽहम्. Gulpo sampita chanyonyam utkremena chitam shanaihi. Next is the Samanasana. Now keep one foot near to the perineum and the other foot bring it near to the chest. With the other leg and bring it near to the chest. Try to touch the foot to the chest. Gaze to the third eye. Engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a warm glowing light. Chanting the japa. Mahasadaशिवोऽहम्. Samanasana Mahavakya Siddhamantradi Sadhanat. Which is Apanasana. Now bring the leg Yeah. Sorry for the technical glitch. So in Apanasana, breathe in Samana Kumbhaka, engage the Mula Bandha, gaze to the third eye, chanting Nijapa Mahasadaशिवोऽहम्. केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे चारोपे यत्नतः एकपादेन गगने तिष्ठेति दण्डवत् प्रभो. Next we'll be repeating the Samanasana on the other side. Now hold the opposite leg towards the chest. Gaze forward, gaze to the third eye, gaze the Mula Bandha, chanting Nijapa Mahasadaशिवोऽहम्. Samanasana Siddhamantradi Sadhanat. Next we'll be repeating the Apanasana on the other side. Now bring the same leg on top of the shoulder and the other leg stretching forward and straight. Gaze to the third eye. Gaze the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa Mahasadaशिवोऽहम्. Kevalam padamekam ca skandhe charope yatnatah. Next we'll be doing the Gomukasana. Now sit with a cross leg position. Sit with your cross leg with one knee stacked directly above the other, aligning both the knees at the center. Press your feet beside the opposite hips. Place your palms on the top of the stacked knees. Visualize yourself as a sacred cow. Engage the Mula Bandha. Breathe in Sitari Kumbhaka. Pressing the tongue against the upper palate, the tip behind the front teeth. Slightly inhale through the teeth to create a hissing sound. Hold the breath and then calmly exhale through the nostrils. Gaze to the nose, chanting the japa Om Nithyanando Sarve Dakshinabal Pantu Krishnapashveni Yojayet. Next will be doing the Anusuyasana. From Gomukasana, keep the eyes stacked firmly. Just hold the opposite big toes with Pranamudra. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anasuya. Breathe in Siddhari Kumbhaka. Engage Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze to the nose. Chanting Vijapa. Om Nithyanando Aham. Vachanagodo ni chotane Vamata ke upar aane. Next we'll be doing Anusuyasana 2. Now, being in the Gomukhasana, interlace the fingers behind the back and bend forward and bring the forehead to the ground. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gaze to the nose, chanting the japa Om Nithyanando Aham. Visualize yourself as Rishikana Suya. Jimana Goda ki sandhi, Upradava Goda ki sandhi. Next is the Garudasana 2. Now bring the one leg which is on the top and the other leg near to the perineum and hold the opposite knees. Gaze to the nose. Engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as Garuda in your inner space. Breathe in Siddhari Kumbhaka. Chanting the japa Om Nithyanando Aham. Davo Pagamedi Edi Mahilo Gulpamula Dwarani Chaide. Next we'll be doing the Naradasana. So sit on the ground. Sit on the heels. And holding the neck with the hands, interlacing behind the head, and turn yourself outside of the knees. Gaze to the third eye. Engage the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as says Narada. Keep chanting the japa Om Nithyanando Aham. Vishtu Jubam Bhagitali Bheri, Bhupalita Hilagave Bheri. Next we'll be doing the Matsyapitaka. Now sit with one foot resting atop on the opposite thigh. Wrap the arm on the same side around the bent knees, gently holding your opposite chin. Extend the other hand forward and grasp your respective toes in Pranamudra. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as a radiant fish. Matsya. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa Om Nithyanando Aham. Vamena Vamam Gushtantu Grihitam Matsapitakam. Doni Vamena Sampedya Nidadu Paridakshinam. Now we'll be repeating the Gomukhasana sequence on the opposite side. Now stack the opposite knees on top of each other. Place your hands on the top of the stacked knees. Gaze to the nose. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa Om Nithyanando. Keeping the visualization of yourself as a sacred cow. Salvye Dakshinagul Bandhu to Prastabhashveni Yojagye. Next will be on Suryasana. Hold the big toes in Pranamudra. Engage the Mulabandha, chanting the japa. Om Nithyanandoham. Keeping the visualization of yourself as Anasuya. Breathing seat kari kumbhaka. Dachina godoni chotane vamota ke upar aane. Next is Anasuyasana 2. Now interlace your fingers behind the back and bend forward, bringing the head to the ground. Engage the Mulabandha. Chanting the japa. Om Nithyanandoham. Jimana Goda ki sandhi, Vardava Goda ki sandhi. Next is the Garudasana 2 on the opposite side. Bring one heel to the perineum and the other heel bent and up. Bringing the knees to the chest. Place the hands on the respective knees. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as it says Garuda. Engage the Mulabandha. Chanting the japa. Om Nithyanandoham. Davopagmedi Yedi Mahilo Vilpamuladvarani Chaide. Now sit onto the heels in the perineum. In Naradasana, visualize yourself as says Narada and interlace fingers behind the neck and turn to the side of the opposite knees. Engage the Mulabandha. Breathe in seat Kari Kumbhaka. Gaze to the third eye. Chanting the japa Om Nithyanandoham. Vistijubam Bhagitali Dheri Puparta Hilaga Vedheri. Next is the Paschimottanasana. Panchapitakasana. Now bring the opposite leg on top of the opposite thigh. Wrap your hands and hold one hand to the big toes and other hand to the shin. Visualize yourself as a radiant fish. Engage the Mulabandha, gaze to the nose, chant the japa. Om Nithyanandoham. Vamena Vamangushtanto Grihitam Matsyapitakam. Doni Vamena Sampidya Nedraduparidakshunam. Which will be doing the Matsyendrasana. There is another sequence of asanas. Now, being seated, both the legs extending forward, bend the right knee and cross it over the left thigh. Placing the right foot flat on the ground. Position the left foot on the ground near the right hip. Grab the left elbow outside the raised knee. Keep the raised left arm near to your neck. Twist your torso and turn your head and gaze towards the third eye. Visualize yourself embodying the sage Matsyendra. Breathe in seat Kari Kumbhaka. Engage the Mulabandha. Chant the japa Om Nithyanandoham. Udaram Paschima Bhasam Gatva Tishtati Yatnataha. Which will be doing the Kubhasana. Now being in the Matsyendrasana, hold the opposite big toe in Pranamudra. In the other hand, bring near to the ears, touching the ears. Engage the Mulabandha. Gaze to the third eye. Chanting the japa. Om Nithyanandoham. Asana Kogana Jolo Jayi. Now bring the hand which is touching the ear on the ground. in Matsyendasana 2. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as Matsyendrananta. Breathe inside Tarikumbhaka. Chanting the japa Om Nithyanando Ham. Matsyendrapītam Jatarapradeetam Prachandarudmandala Khandanastram. We'll be repeating the Matsyendrasana on the opposite side. Now bring the opposite leg to the opposite thigh. And bend the knees. Right foot flat on the ground. Bring the left elbow outside the raised knee. And the left arm near to the neck. Twist your torso and look back. Visualize yourself boarding the seat Matsyendra. Breathe in Sitkari Kumbhaka. Gaze the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa Om Nithyanando Ham. Udaram Paschima Bhasam Ritva Yatnati Tishtati Yatnataha. This will be doing that Pavasana on the opposite side. Now holding holding the left hand on the opposite toes in Pranamudra, and the other hand touching the ears. Hold there in Pavasana. Asana Kogana Jolo Jai. Now bring the hand to the ground. And being in that position, visualize yourself as a living coil, as a spiral of Kundalini energy. Breathe in Sitkari Kumbhaka, engage the Mula Bandha, gaze to the third eye, and chanting the japa Om Nithyanando Ham. Matsyendrapītam Jatarapradeeptam Prachandarudmandala Khandanastram. Now come to the Padmasana. Legs crossed on the opposite thighs. Visualize yourself as a lotus rooted deeply. Breathe in Sitale Kumbhaka. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Tuck your chin to the chest. Tuck your stomach in and up. And contract the perineum floor. Gaze to the nose. Chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Mahasada Shivoham. Asanam Dvidam Proktam Tadvam Vajjasanam Tada. Next we'll be doing the Padmasana 2. Now being in the Padmasana, cross your hands and hold the opposite toes in Pranamudra. Visualize yourself as a lotus of your being unfolded, representing the fading of disease. Breathe in Sitali Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Use to the nose. Standing the japa Om Nithyananda Mahasada Shivoham. Uttano Charano Kritva Guru Samsto Prayatnataha. Uru Madhye Tatotano Pani Kritva Tadrishau. Next we'll be doing the Kukkutasana. Sitting in the lotus position. Bring your palms firmly on the ground between the thighs. Lean forward and lift the buttocks off the ground, balancing on the two hands. Visualize yourself as a radiant rooster. Breathe in Sahaja Kumbhaka, engage the Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Mahasada Shivoham. Padmasanam Susamstapya Nanurvorantare Karo Nivesha Bhuma Vasiste Vyomastah Kukkutasanaha. Next, we'll be doing the Baddha asana. Now seated in the lotus posture in Padmasana, with each foot resting on opposite thighs. Rise onto the knees and place the palms on the floor. Bring your thighs with the fingers pointing inward. Keep the elbows close and press your forearms as you lean forward, shifting the weight into your hands and lift the knees off the ground. Keep your spine straight and parallel to the ground. Visualize yourself as an elegant peacock. Breathe in Saja Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Mahasadaशिवोऽहम् धरामष्टभ्यकरद्वयेन दत्तूपरि स्थापितानाधिपार्श्वः उच्चासनो दण्डवत्तखे मायूरमेतत् प्रवदन्ति पीतम्. Relax. Next, we'll be doing the Mayurasana. So, in Mayurasana, start kneeling with your palms on the floor, fingers pointing inward towards your body. Keep your elbows together as you press your abdomen forward and lean your weight slightly onto your arms. Shift carefully to lift your legs off the mat, maintaining the balance as you extend them upward. Keep your shoulders strong and breathe steady. Visualize yourself as a proud peacock. Breathe in Saja Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha. Gazing forward onto the ground. Chanting Japa Om Nithyananda Mahasadaशिवोऽहम्. अथ वक्षे महादेव मयूरासनमुत्तमम् भूमो निपात्य हस्तौ द्वौ पूर्वरोपरि देहकम्. Just relax and rotate your wrist. If you have pain in the wrist, relax your hands. Next, we'll be moving on to the Makarasana. Now lie down on your stomach with your legs extending outwards and toes pointed out. Rest your forehead on the mat, interlacing your fingers behind your head in Parashamudra, letting your elbows point wide towards the floor. Keep your chest broad and shoulders drawn away from the ears. Visualize yourself as a calm crocodile resting at the water's edge. Engage the Mula Bandha. Breathe in Sahaja Kumbhaka. Gaze forward onto the ground. Chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Mahasadaशिवोऽहम्. अधास्यधा श्रोणो पद्युग्यं व्यस्तं पृष्ठे निधायाति धृतं कराभ्याम् आकुञ्चयेत् सम्यदुदरस्य गाढम् सञ्चपीठं योगिनो वदन्ति. Next is the Salabhasana. Now lie down on your stomach with your legs extended in Makarasana. And place your hands beside your chest, elbows close to your body. Press the palms firmly onto the mat for stability. Engage your core and lift both the legs off the ground, raising your thighs off the ground. Keep your spine long and chest down. Visualize yourself as a locust. Breathe inside the kumbhaka. Engage the mula bandha. Gaze forward, chanting the japa. Om Nithyananda Mahasada अदस्य सेते हृदयं निधाय भूमोच्चपादौ च प्रसार्यमानो शिरश्च धृत्वा कृदण्डयुग्मे देहाग्निकारं मकरासनं तत् Next we'll be doing the Ustasana. Now being lying down on the stomach. Bend your knees and reach your hands back to hold the outside of your feet. And exhale, gently draw your heels down towards the mat beside your hips. Keep your chest broad and shoulders anchored away from your ears. Visualize yourself as a strong camel, kneeling with a graceful back bend. Breathe inside the kumbhaka. Engage the mula bandha. Gaze forward, chanting the japa. Om Nithyananda Mahasada Shivoham. Adasya sete parayagmam yastam prashthe nithaya piddhatam karabhyam. Akunchayet samyavadharasya gadha. Mustranjapitam yogino vadanti. Next, we'll be moving on to the Dhanurasana. In Dhanurasana, being laying on the stomach in Makarasana, bend your knees and your arms reaching the back to hold your ankles. Inhale and kick your legs upward while simultaneously pulling your feet towards the sky. Lift your chest and belly off the ground, allowing your shoulders to roll back. Keep your gaze forward to the third eye. Visualize yourself being a taut boy. Your body is stretched and energized. Breathe inside the kumbhaka. Engage the mula bandha. Chanting the japa. Om Nithyananda Mahasada Shivoham. Prasarya pado Bhuvidandarupo. Karo chaprishte Dritapadayudmam. Prasthadanastalya vivarkitam Gam Nigadya Yogi Dhanurasanam Tate. Next is the Bhagasana. Now sit on your knees with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Place your palms gently on the top of your thighs. Relax your shoulders. Visualize the radiant sacred space of creation. See yourself in the womb of the very cosmos, the source of life and cosmic energy. Breathe Breathe in Sahaja Kumbhaka. Gaze to the third eye. Engage the Mula Bandha. Tucking the perineum floor. Contracting the perineum floor. Keep chanting the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. उल्टा मोड़ पावतो वैसे बहुरो जगति करे वैसे पावन महिला गुलपच्चु होवु कुला पाशिती लावे सोबु. Now we came to the end of today's yoga. Agamas Krama. Now come on to the asana. Extend your legs forward and lay down on your back. Arms relaxed beside you and palms facing upward. Allow your legs to extend naturally, with feet falling outside. Release all the effort in your muscles and let your breath flow smoothly as your body rests. Keep your shoulders soft and your jaw unclenched to allow the deep relaxation. Visualize yourself dissolving into stillness, into peaceful body. Engage the Mula Bandha and do the Shakti Charana Mudra. Visualizing the Kundalini Shakti raising, moving from the Mooladhara to Sahasrara. Keep chanting the japa internally. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Atha Shavasanam Uttanam Shavavat Bhumau Shayanam Tu Shavasanam Shavasanam Shantiharam Chitta Vishranti Karakam. Slowly, very slowly, move your hands, your legs, bring your legs to your chest, and hold the legs from side to side, and come back to the comfortable seated position. It's crossed and bring the hands in the Mudra. Now remember Swamiji in your inner space and offer your gratitude for giving this authentic yoga. Now let's end this today's Nithyananda Yoga with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagat Nithyananda Paramashiva Namaskara Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for joining the today's Nithyananda Yoga. Let's see again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you, Nithyananda.